Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the middle of the ocean and welcome to the newest cruise ship in the world, the NCL AQUA. I've been on this thing for 5 days and there certainly is a lot to show you. More venues, more space, more food, more. Are you ready? Mega ship tour. Let's do it. First and foremost, before we even hit the action decks, look at this sculpture. We're here on deck 8 near the Local, but this is a great spot for photos and of course to enjoy. All right, let's go deck 6 first. Deck 6, here we go.
Deck 6.
All right, so our tour starts here on deck 6. And this is the forward elevators. And you're gonna notice a very consistent theming with the decor. Beautiful blues, it really matches the name Aqua. But the big highlight on deck 6, 7, and 8 is the Aqua Theater and Nightclub. Tonight, very exciting, we've got the new show celebrating Prince Revolution. It's an amazing space, the theater. It's multi-use, super high tech, some of the most expensive lighting in the cruise business. And we've seen all kinds of shows there, from Elements to the Revolution show tonight. Big dance party there, comedians. It really is a focal point. But let's move into deck 6. This would be kind of the main atrium, at least on the the lowest deck here. Deck 6 is the lowest of the action decks, but it also contains the casino. So this is the newest cruise ship for Norwegian Cruise Line. It is in the Prima class, but this ship is 10% bigger than the Prima and the Viva. And this is kind of the main atrium piece here. And I tell you what, if you are a fan of a modern aesthetic, this cruise ship definitely hits the mark. So we're looking at decks. Of course, we're here on 6. This is 7 and 8 as we look up. Beautiful piece of art. This is the Primrose Bar along with the Primrose Stage. And then what I really like about the casino layout is it's kind of integrated into deck 6. So instead of going into a casino, it's non-smoking, so it's really pleasant. Instead of it, being kind of set off to itself, it's integrated into that deck 6 vibe, which is really nice. There is a smoking casino, it's contained, but you're gonna notice all the way through the ship the variety of artwork that really kind of plays into the kind of blue nautical theme, which I like quite a bit. Now, one of the main venues here on deck 6 is the Improv Comedy Club. It's used for comedy, of course, but it's also used for other things like game shows and hosted events. Of course, the dad joke here is, the Improv Comedy Club. I come to shows here periodically. Shout out for all the nerds who get that. And then you do have more casino over here, along with another bar. Let's see if we can take a peek in here. And we talked about more, so if you've been on Prima or Viva and you've seen the Improv there, the venues are not as big as this. So excitingly, we did get a little expansion of the main venues here. It's kind of been the theme this year for NCL, more venues, more food, more space, more service, just more. And I think they've done a good job with that here on Aqua. Now, so there's 2 sets of elevators on the cruise ship. We came from the forward elevators. These would be the aft elevators. Then as we go further toward the aft, Get the whiskey bar. We have Hazuki here, which is the teppanyaki bar, or teppanyaki restaurant, should I say. And this is one of the largest teppanyakis at sea. Check out how many different hibachis are here. This place is huge. Again, I can't express it enough. I've enjoyed the uniform color scheme and theming. I think this is, I had teppanyaki last night and it was really nice. The room's big enough to where sometimes when you go to teppanyaki, it's overly loud. This seemed just about right. So you've got all of these hibachis. Then you have another one over here too. Looks like they're getting set up for some sort of tasting or something. Hi. Let's have the whiskey bar here.
All the Sharpie are in Starbucks. So you don't need this anymore?
And then we have the Commodore room, which is one of the dining rooms here. Hi guys. Here's a little bit of a menu glance if you want to see what's a normal meal. We can pop in and see what the Commodore room looks like. Hi guys. Just taking a look at the beautiful decor. Oh well, I mean, that goes without saying, right? There we go. So nice though. You guys have a good day. Thanks. There we go. This is all still on deck 6. We have the Swirl wine bar. Just a nice little spot back here. I think they do some tastings. I love this. And then these are the elevators for folks that are staying in the Haven. So key card access only for the Haven. And that's deck 6. Normally I would just go up to deck 7 and continue with the inside action decks, but let's mix it up a bit on this one. Let's go outside for one of those outside decks of fun. I'll see you up top. All right. Here you're popping out on deck 18. And this is kind of the activities area on the cruise ship. To show you some of the fun stuff you can do. The Glow Court is an interactive basketball zone. Check it out, we've got shuffleboard. 3 shuffleboard tables. We've got some ping pong. We've got some table soccer, foot soccer, beer pong, and we have some extended foosball, which is cool. So just for context, I think we're somewhere, maybe we're trying to enter into the English Channel, but it's a bit gray and cloudy, but there's nothing better really than being on the sea, even in a day like this. What we're looking at here is the Vibe Beach Club. You have to get passes for this, so this is an additional charge here, but it gives you a little bit of a private access, hot tub, loungers. You have a nice bar back here for the activities area. They also have, kind of shielded by the wind, a nice dartboard area with a cool automatic dart game. And then as we make our way around, They have Tea Time, which is a putt-putt, kind of, I mean, I think it might be wrong to equate it to Top Golf, or maybe not, but there's RFID chips, I think that's how it works, in the ball. I played it yesterday with our friend Emma Cruz's, but you set the ball there, and it knows it's you. And you play these really interesting holes, and it keeps your score. There's a leaderboard. So here's the teams that are in the lead today, which is really cool. All right, we got the glow court up here. Let's check it out. The glow court. So the glow court's really interesting. They've used more technology, I would say, in their attractions here in the glow court. It's kind of like basketball with technology. It's almost like a disco up here. And of course here is the Aqua Slide coaster. It's not running right now, but I did see it in action. Really new and innovative approach to top of the ship cruise entertainment. A water slide with a roller coaster aspect. There's other aqua coasters out there, but none that shoot you into the first turn. I talked to several people that have ridden it, and they were saying it was fantastic. The Aqua Slide coaster. Got a lot of questions though. Let me share this with you if you want to see what the requirements are. Maximum weight 300 pounds for one rider, 400 for pairs, and you have to be 48 inches tall. And as of right now, there's no charge for this, so it's pretty cool. So there you go. Aqua coaster. Be able to take a quick peek down onto the pool area here. Don't anticipate much going on since oh, there's somebody in the pool. Here we go. There we go. We got some water slide action for the aqua coaster. Those are where the tunnels open up. Then you can see the pool area here. As you can imagine, on a cold day, a little sparsely populated. I also have to show you this before we go back down to deck 8. We have this nice fenced-in pickleball court. One of the nicer implementations of pickleball that I've seen on a cruise ship. Very nice. All right, so here we are on deck 8. Let's start with the Local, fairly famous food spot on Norwegian. There's actually two sides to the Local. There's a food side and there's a bar side. Also across from the food side of the Local is the Mexican food spot, specialty dining, Los Lobos, which is really nice. And we also have access to Ocean Boulevard, and that's where, we'll go out here first. That's where the termination of the drop slide is. But Ocean Boulevard is essentially a promenade deck that exists on the outside of the cruise ship. And most of the major venues have outside seating on Ocean Boulevard. So this would be seating for Los Lobos. You can see that the Ocean Boulevard extends all the way to the forward of the ship. And then we talked about one of the largest drop slides, highest drop slides on the ocean. This is it. Dropping 10 decks down. Dry slide, and then you terminate right here, which seems like that would be a lot of fun. One more look at it. It's amazing. Then you have seating outside for the Local. And what's nice is you also have these loungers and water areas on Ocean Boulevard. And even you have some infinity pools. So you have this nice infinity pool overlooking the side of the cruise ship. pretty cool. Aqua is destined for the Caribbean, so I would say in future days you will see the ship in some different climates, and these spaces will be heavily utilized. Take a quick look at that aft view. Check this out. Again, the decor is getting me everywhere I go. It's a Soleil bar here. Look at this. There you go. That is cruising, that beautiful aft view as you're making your way to your next destination. Good stuff. I just popped back in from Ocean Boulevard. Let me show you the Local, the way that it's split up. We'll go in the bar side first. So if you're facing aft on the ship, this part of the Local is to the left, to the port side, and then the big sculpture that we looked at to start off, also there. But yeah, so you can eat on this side. They will serve you on this side. There's food there. But it's the closest restroom for the Local. You have this big TV. Then you have this whole bar area that goes back before we go all the way down the length of the bar, because the Indulge food hall is back there. Let's take a look at the main eating section. So this is kind of your main Local eating area. And you have the Local bar. And in addition to the art being a pretty cool constant theme on the ship, great places to sit, socialize, relax. I would say that's also a theme of this ship, more places to sit, as it were. That's really nice, especially if you're here just to enjoy the cruise ship. I know not everybody's into that, but if you're completely a ship person, one thing you want is the ability just to chill. So, all right, so we're gonna go into Indulge Food Hall. And like I said, this is an interesting concept where you sit down, there's a tablet device. And from that tablet device, you can order food from a variety of stations. So this is Tamara. They're making kind of Indian-inspired dishes. Now, the interesting thing is, if you sit at the particular station, like this is the Q Smokehouse, Texas Smokehouse. If you sit at these particular stations, you can only get stuff from Q. So if you want to be able to experience the whole menu, you've got to sit at a food station that is not connected to it. Now, when I was on the Prima, I did a test to see how long it would take to get your food. So I'll post that video at the end. But yeah, so you got like tapas is here. Now this is a new venue for this Indulge, the Plannery. Kind of vegan inspired. It really is a nice alternative to the buffet. A great way to sit down, get a variety of food, have it brought to you service style. Noodles here, just desserts. I'm a big fan of the concept. I like that it's just different. Plus the interesting thing is when it comes to getting your food, whoever is around when the food is ready, they can just run it to you. So you're not tied to just a particular server or anything like that. So it's really cool. So we'll continue the decade tour, but I do just want to show you that those Haven elevators, they hit all of the major spots. So if you're in the Haven and you want the Local, you can just pop down on the elevator. All right, next stop, the photo gallery. So here's the photo gallery. This is where all the pictures that you pose for can be looked at and purchased. They also have a photo studio here, so if you'd like to get some professional portraits done, all kinds of souvenirs. Then you got super friendly staff to help you. They sell cameras and get a charging cable. You can get a battery, lanyards. And then these are some of the consulting booths if you're getting professional portraits done. And they have a really nice art gallery here. It's ran by Park West, which is pretty standard for most cruise ships. Have an art auction. Always appreciate the different sculptures they have. Fishy, fishy. I do like it. I think this is it in the gallery office. Well, maybe not. Big owl sculpture in there, but somebody's in there. I don't want to mess with them while they're working. Some great pieces though. Then, you know, they've got these big kind of comfy windows where you can kind of sit and watch the sea go by. You can also pop outside and walk along deck 8. And then it starts to bring us into some of the shops. We've got the Effie shop and the Timeless Luxury here. Breitling shop over here. We also have the Tag Heuer shop. If you want some watches, they got some watches. And for those collectors of scents, the perfumes, Beauty by Design. Got a nice perfume shop here. There's another one of the specialty restaurants, Onda. This is, I believe it's Italian forward. Take a quick look in this restaurant here. Hey, how are you? Really nice restaurant. So we've got the Belvedere bar. And such a good amount of seating. Cheers, guys. So yeah. Yeah, so this is kind of there. Let's see if we can get out this door. Maybe make it happen. Yeah. So you do have this this fun feature of over the water walkway here. I know not everybody would dig this, but I do like it to be able to take a walk on the wild side here. I don't know how many feet above the water this is, but pretty cool. And back we go. There's a decent little look at the wing there of the bridge. Look how big that window is. Nice just observation. Obviously while we're at sea, but really important for docking and undocking. And like I said, this is deck 8. And we took a look from deck 6 up, so let's take a look from deck 8 down. So deck 8 here, deck 7, and then deck 6. And what's cool is you've got all these, I don't know if we can see it from here. Yeah. All these curving stairwells cut into the design, which I think is really neat. We'll take that one down to deck 7. But before we do that, just want to acknowledge that the third entrance to the Aqua Theater is up here on deck 8, so 3 levels. Oh, it's open. Let's see. Oh, we might have a little Prince practice. I don't know if we're supposed to be seeing this or not, but interesting. Look at this. That's a heck of a view up here. Everybody is abuzz. It's a big night. The first showing of the Prince show. I think there was a little bit of a sailing from Italy over to Portugal where we started, But I don't know, this may be the first print show. But let's jump down to deck 7. So I just got word from our friends at NCL on board that if we want to, in about 10 minutes, we can walk through the Haven. Do you want to walk through the Haven? I think we should. All right, so man, we popped up into the Haven. And this is the Haven Lounge. These are the Haven Concierge. The Haven Bar here, which is nice. The Haven Restaurant, which is an exclusive restaurant for people that are staying in the Haven. Let's take a quick look. Nice. Again, people are having their dinner. And you've got the Haven Sun Deck out here. Hey, how's it going? Good, good. Really stunning, actually. And then you have the Haven Infinity Pool. Which is just fabulous. Then you got the other side of the Haven Sunday. I did get to do the full Haven experience on the NCL Bliss. I'll link that video at the end. It seems like I'll just link an NCL playlist that has Indulge and the Haven and all that stuff. But some really great experiences to share with you in those videos. But man, this turned out stunning. There's a sneak peek look at the Haven on NCL Aqua. We're on the Haven elevators. We're gonna pop back out on deck 7 and continue the tour. Pretty nice, pretty nice. All right. So, where are we at? All right. Let's go all the way to the aft of the cruise ship here. So this is the sushi and sashimi restaurant, Nema. Very nice. It's definitely one restaurant I have to try the next time I'm on the ship. Nice anime. Wow. Le Bistro. Look at its extensive wine collection. And look at the chandelier. Holy moly. What a vibe that chandelier sets for this room. Beautiful. I think we got like some Parisian pop music playing in here. Crazy. And then this is Hudson's dining room. This is one of the main dining rooms here on board. Hey, how are you?
Good, sir.
Good. Let's take a quick look. Finishing up lunch service here. Nice with some nice seating here. Yeah. Notice they still have the tablecloths in the main dining room. Nice job, NCL. All right, let's make our way back forward on 7. So there's the Haven elevators again. And this is the Metropolitan Bar, which really great place to get a cocktail. And this kind of serves as the waiting area for the Premier Steakhouse Cagney's. I've actually seen a lot of great live music here. We have a guitar player right now. It's a piano tribute to Billy Joel here the other night. Really so much great live music on the ship, it's incredible. So right across from the Metropolitan is Cagney's Steakhouse. And they do have the Humidor cigar lounge on board, so if you're a cigar smoker, you can smoke your stogies inside. So we continue forward past the elevator banks here on the left. And then we have some more shops. Most of the shops are on 7 and 8. And this is really kind of the main set of shops. Aficionados. You have like an alcohol, and they even sell like nicotine stuff there. Cigarettes, liquor. You also have a gift shop with Aqua branded stuff. Of course, everybody knows we gotta do a Lego check. There's definitely Lego here, which is cool. Lego check, which is nice. And then you've got all kinds of stuff like this. Clothing. How's it going? Hi. And then on 7, we have one of the more popular venues on the ship, Sid Norman's Poorhouse. Don't worry, we spiked the punch yesterday. It said, I think it was soup of the day, it was beer or something. But Sid Norman's very popular. It's a bar, it's a music venue. And the Sid Norman's here is larger. They gave us more, which was a common thing that was asked for coming off of Prima. Some more seating, and there's stuff in here every night. They did do one thing that was significant they did on the ship is they took the very popular Fleetwood Mac Rumor show out of Sid Norman's and moved it to the main theater, which I think was a great choice because it really allowed more people to see it. So we continue on with the shops here, the collection, the bags. Hey guys. Got a row of watches over here. Oh, look at this. We've got my shipmate here, my brother Steve, making a watch purchase. Are you making, oh no, Sunnies. Sunnies, where did you get some Ray-Bans?
To get some Ray-Bans.
Pulled the trigger, how about that?
Yeah, and I was the only one out of 4 people that liked them other than the model.
Oh, well there you go.
Told me they were good.
Well, congrats. Was he looking good? All right. We'll catch up with you later, Steve. All right. Lovato watches. Smaller version of Effie. We've got Oliver, who's on every floor. What's going on, Oliver?
Always around.
That's right. And then right here on 7, we have onboard credit. If you have questions about that. We've got guest services, more seating. That's not, I do want to show you this. I've noticed it a couple times and I haven't really gone deep on it.
That's why they're.
A lot of people are using these tables, but they have some nice work tables there with power, USB connections. So a lot of people getting work done. And then of course, one of my favorite features of this cruise ship, the Starbucks. Not only for the coffee, but also for the views. A couple more things here. You do have excursion desk, deck 7. Get the cruise next desk, which is nice. And we've got our Starbucks. What I really like about Starbucks is just nice, open. Look at all this light here. So really like ceiling to floor, views of the sea, and really comfortable seating. It's very nice. One of my favorite spots to hang. You got, it's a full Starbucks. They have everything you want, including Starbucks branded merch. We've seen deck 6 of the Aqua Theater. We've seen deck 8 of the Aqua Theater. This is deck 7. Might be closed. Seems like they were rehearsing earlier. Yeah. So it looks like they're getting ready for the show. This is a whole different view. Pretty cool. It's a queue. Oh, wow. Look, everybody. Emma Cruz is.
Hello.
Hello. Is this the normal weather for this part of the world?
Yeah. That's why I'm in my dress. Fine.
Doing well. You love the Aqua so far?
Yes.
How about that? Okay, back to the tour. All right, so I've popped up on deck 17. We're kind of forward. I want to show you the arcade and the observation deck first, and then we'll show you the pool deck and the buffet. So one of the nice features here, of course, is this ship model. I don't know what scale this ship model is, but it's pretty spectacular. Almost a little step and repeat for the Aqua. And then that's right outside of the Aqua game zone. And this is really a cool arcade that's got a mix of old school arcade games, virtual reality, bowling. No, it's important to remember most everything in here is tap your card to play. So if you've got kids, make sure you monitor their arcade budget. But it's, of course, one of my favorite. They do have packages, arcade packages. You got virtual reality. But I mean, how can you be mad when they have bubble hockey? They've even got basketball back here. Does anybody remember this classic from the 80s? I don't know how many quarters I dropped into Karate Champ. Played this a ton the other day, Karate Champ. Of course, Defender is a classic, but Popeye, look, an original Popeye machine. Well, I don't know if it's original, but a nice Popeye machine. It's very cool. The game zone. And right past the game zone, we have the entrance to the observation lounge. And of course, the observation lounge is kind of a wraparound viewing area here on the cruise ship. As you can see, it's a popular gathering place. Daily in the observation lounge, they will have snacks, kind of around tea time. They'll have food. You can certainly get coffee, tea, water. Get a nice little spread. Get some quiche, scones, and cream and jam, finger foods. And of course, this is right at the front of the ship. Straight ahead there. Wraps all the way around. Get the nice bar here. Out the front of the ship. And then it wraps the rest of the way around. And back out the other side. Observation lounge, certainly a popular spot, but I think once this hits the Caribbean, this next spot will be maybe the most popular spot on a sea day. All right, so, sorry. Here's the main Prima pool deck. And just a note, little area back there is the smoking area. It's a nice sized pool. I'm assuming during the warm weather they're going to fill the inner part up with water also. Got to look at the slide coaster exit, the big screen, got a hot tub. the Waves pool bar. And that takes us into the Surfside Cafe, which is the buffet. So this is the buffet. It's closed down right now, in between meals. But here on the Aqua, they just have one long buffet line. Got a bunch of different seating options, very comfortable. High chairs, low chairs. Hi.
Everybody that I
Say no.
Do you have a bar back here? Beverage station. And all the way near the back of the buffet is a buffet that does stay open, kind of with like hot dog and hamburger type stuff. So we got hot dogs and hamburgers, chicken tenders. And then as we exit the buffet, we come to two more of our specialty restaurants, Sukhothai and Palomar. Sukhothai is a new restaurant for the Aqua. Here's a little bit of a look at their menu. Asian fusion. Sukhothai. Sukhothai. Nice views of the ocean. Looks like they're having an event in Palomar, but I did eat there. Here's a few shots of the food that I had. It's really good.
Well, just like that, my 5 days on the NCL Aqua is over. I'm at the Hilton Garden Inn at Heathrow getting ready to fly home. But look, you probably know the story. There's more to see. Kids clubs and cabins and thermal suites and spas, all of that stuff. And fortunately, there's gonna be other people showing you stuff. Like I've got the playlist for all of my NCL stuff for you to check out. But I would highly encourage you to check out Norwegian Cruise Line's YouTube page. I'm gonna be making some videos over there. Emma Cruises, Cruise Tips TV, a lot of other creators. If you wanna see more of the Aqua, make sure you go and subscribe to the NCL YouTube page. What did you think of this cruise ship? I was impressed. I certainly was impressed. Big thanks to Norwegian Cruise Line for the invite. This is Tony for La Lido Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.